Hi guys, I'm Jamie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if it's not your first time. If it is your first time, you're coming in on a great day because I have something I'm really looking forward to doing, and that is a little houseplant haul. But this one is a little something special, so I'm going to talk to you guys about what I did and how I made it happen, and I'm so excited to share it with you. If you're not new here and you're coming back just to see what's going on, what the heck I'm doing, you know that I normally do more lifestyle and fashion type stuff, but I have been missing my plants so much since I moved, and I'll get into a little bit of that as well. So you guys kind of have a little bit of backstory if it is your first time, but I have really been missing having lots of plants around to take care of and to look at and to just kind of constantly be working with, because that brings me so much joy. So let me tell you a little bit about what I get to do and why I'm building up my houseplant collection again. So as many of you may know, I moved a couple of years ago. We sold our house in New Hampshire and bought a house in Florida. Our plan was to be snowbirds, but it's turning out that we're ending up in Florida more full-time than we thought we would. So I sold all my plants thinking I wouldn't be able to take them back and forth from New Hampshire to Florida, and then I had no plants. I think I saved about 8. So I did move those 8 down to Florida. And then last summer I did buy several in New Hampshire. And now that we're in Florida more full time, I am just trying to build up my collection a little bit more. And it's been a really fun thing to do, because when I had my collection before, I look at some of my old videos and it was completely different than what it is now. I'm going to go through a little bit of that in a different video, kind of show you what I've purchased to build up my collection now in 2025, as opposed to what I had in my home in 2020 when I really was collecting a lot of plants to begin with. But the exciting thing that I got to do today was that I got to visit Gabriella Plants in Oviedo, Florida. I got to visit the actual greenhouse and go to their second Saturday sale. I'll tell you what that is in just a moment, but it was something that I was looking forward to so much. We went because tomorrow's my birthday, and I cajoled my husband and my daughter into going with me because it was a little bit of a birthday gift for myself. So Gabriella Plants, and I think I pronounced it Gabriella Plants in previous videos. However, because we were at the actual greenhouse today and I got to hear the owner talking about the shop, I know that it's called Gabriella Plants. It is a third generation plant company. They sell most of their plants online through their website. However, every month, the second Saturday of the month, they have a second Saturday sale. They take people on tours of their greenhouse, and they do a sale in this little sort of greenhouse that's next to the big greenhouse, and they had some really great deals on plants. So I picked up 5 plants. I'm excited to show you what I got, and these are all plants that are not in my collection and have never been in my collection. I have never owned these plants, even in the olden days when I did have a lot of plants. So I'm going to take you through them. If this isn't something that you enjoy, feel free to stick around and see. I love to instill in people a love of houseplants because I think it's one of those things that can't not bring you joy. Like, I just feel like taking care of a living thing is always going to be so joyful, and plants, when you take care of them the correct way, just give you back so much. Other than oxygen and, you know, the health benefits, I feel like for me, they just give me such a sense of peace. There is a dog yapping outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's so loud. We have a dog that lives across the street. His name is Bruno. He's a little dachshund, and he is very yappy. He's so cute, but he's very yappy. Anyway, I love sharing a love of plants with people and introducing them to plants and hoping that they will kind of soak up some of those happy plant vibes and kind of take on a love of plants for themselves. So if you don't normally like to watch houseplant content, consider sticking around just for this video and seeing what I got, because some of these plants, all of these plants, they're so beautiful. So let's get into what I got. I will share that I did not actually pay for these plants because my birthday is tomorrow. My kids bought them for me for a birthday gift, but all of these plants, I got all of them total for under $50. So 5 plants for under $50, that averages out to about $10 a plant, but one of the plants I got for $5. So I think a couple of them were actually like 12 or 14. So first plant. Let me show you what I got. I'm going to start with this guy because this one was the least expensive plant. This one was kind of like off to the side on a little bench, and it was $5. So this is a Philodendron species Paraiso. I saying that right? Paraiso Verde. And it is gorgeous. So most of the leaves look like this, and I love these like elongated leaves anyway. I think they're so much fun and they're so cute, and they look sort of like an arrowhead kind of thing. But this one is something special. It's so, so pretty. This one I'm gonna need to get repotted like tomorrow because it's the soil is hydrophobic and it's not soaking up water like it's supposed to. So I really need to get this one potted, but it's in really good shape. Look at these aerial roots. They're so long. This one is just so pretty. I can tell it's healthy though. I don't know if I can show you. There's a leaf right here that it's working on. So that one, you know, will unfurl in the next probably a couple of weeks. And yeah, so, so pretty. I love this one. Even though it was the least expensive one, I grabbed it because I just love the way this leaf looks. So I don't know much about these plants in particular. Philodendron in general are fairly simple, but I have not owned one of these before, so I'm not sure how this one is, but oh my gosh, I keep looking at that leaf. It's so pretty. My next job is going to be to find places for all of these plants. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them all, but luckily the other people who live in my home don't mind plants. Thank goodness, because yeah, there are quite a few here. Okay, next up, let's go with this one. So the next plant is a begonia. I love begonia, and my singular goal today was to find a begonia with spots. And so this one, I think, really fit the bill. Look how shiny these leaves are, but then it also has these little spots. It's so cute. So this is the Beagonia Maurice Amy. Look at the undersides. The undersides are completely red. It's so pretty. And then you can see it has some baby leaves that are brand new, so they're doing well. These kind of lighter leaves are the newer ones. And I think I always try to choose plants that have some like baby leaves coming up because I know it's actively growing, and that's a good sign that it's, you know, happy. It's living a happy life. So this plant is going to go in my shower. If I think of it, I will insert a little bit of footage of my shower plants. I already have a begonia in my shower and it's doing so well. Begonias love humidity and people often keep them in like a cloche situation or a terrarium, but I have a very humid shower with a window. So this is the perfect kind of plant for that, which it just makes me so happy to have plants in my shower when I'm in there in the morning. The nice thing is that when I go to water them, I'm in the shower. So I just like put them under the shower water. They don't even mind that it's warm. So maybe they even like it because, you know, rainforest probably has warm water. I don't know where begonias are from, but I feel like most tropical plants kind of originate in a rainforesty kind of situation. The other thing I wanted to point out that is so cute that this greenhouse does, and I don't know if this is a thing that other greenhouses do, but this greenhouse has this little QR code on all of their little plant stakes. And when you scan it, it tells you the born on date, or the, I don't know if that means the date it was propagated or the date that they planted into the soil. I have no idea, but it tells you the birth date of the plant. It tells you the name of the person who took care of it and some care instructions as well. It's adorable. And the thing itself, if I think I will insert that as well, but it looks like ingredients on like a box of cereal or something. So cute. So anyway, Beagonia Maurice Amy, I love it so much. All right, I'm gonna save the two that I was kind of most excited about for last, but I was excited about all of these plants, so I guess that's a hard thing to do. This one, there's a little bit of a backstory to this one. This is a Filidendrin Florida. I actually recently placed an order on Etsy and I ordered two separate types of Filidendrin Florida plants. And I think one is the Florida Ghost and then the other one is maybe the Florida Mint or something like that. But this is just the green form, like the plain green form. But look at these leaves. I think they're pretty similar to my Philodendron squamiferum leaves. I don't know if I'm really turning that, but you can see they are different. They definitely have a slightly different shape, but I love a leaf with an interesting shape. And actually the guy that was giving us a tour of the greenhouses was mentioning, you know, something about the different leaf shapes and how you try to breed plants for their interesting leaf shapes. This one is definitely, just has such fun leaves, and it's just like the Filidendrin Florida shape. So this one has an active growth point there as well. You can see it's like a leaf that's going to be unfurling fairly soon. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's got, you know, you can tell it's on its way. So this one was, I think this one was about $10. It might have been $12. This one may have been slightly more expensive. They took the price tags out of them when we bought them, but the way they had the greenhouse set up, they had so many different varieties of plants for really reasonable prices. They did go up to like maybe $25, maybe more. I didn't see any really expensive ones. Most of them were pretty small specimens. But I also want to say that the guy who was giving us the tour is actually the owner. He's the third generation owner. And he was telling us that they don't import plants from overseas or anything like that. All of their plants come from cuttings, which is so cool. Like, you know that these plants originated here in Florida, and I just think that's awesome. And he mentioned, you know, that, you know, you're not getting like pests that may have come from other countries and don't belong in this environment. So that's just such a cool thing. So anyway, Filidendrin Florida, so pretty. I'm excited. I think this one's going to go in our kitchen because I think the lighting is right in the kitchen, and I just really want to enjoy these green leaves. But all of my Filidendrin Floridas that I've ordered recently may be going in the kitchen too, just because I want to look at them. They're so pretty. That's the one thing. I wish I could just be around my plants all the time. They're so pretty. All right. I'm trying to decide which one I want to do next. All right. I'm going to do this one. This is number 4. This one is the Hoya Quinervia. I have seen this one on videos quite a bit, and I really love the name, Quinervia. It's so much fun. So I didn't realize, though, how cool it is. I'm going to kind of pull this out so you can see it a little bit better, and I will remember to put it back in so I know what it is. But look at these leaves. Aren't they fun? Aren't they just like super cool? They're very thick. They're very, they feel like they're very sturdy. And this one has a little leaf growing on the runner here. This is the runner. This is where all the new leaves will come off of. And it's even got another little teeny baby. Can you see that? I don't know. I'm hiding it. Maybe I should do it this way. It's got another teeny little baby right here. So yeah. It's actively growing, which is so nice. This is another one I'm probably going to have to plant up soon. But I do notice that my Hoyas don't have great root systems, and maybe that's just a Hoya thing. I don't know for sure. I should be better about checking them. I have some behind me in that window, which you can't see. I'm pointing where you can't see. This is also a Hoya, and I got that one just at Home Depot. But now that I know that this greenhouse is like an hour down the road, I will probably be going there as often as I can. They also have a storefront, which I believe is also in Oviedo or Aloma, Florida. And so it is not that far away, and I could go to the store as well. But this second Saturday sale, which I can go to probably pretty frequently, not every month because I have to work some Saturdays, but maybe every other or every 3 months, I might be able to pop over there, and I'm super excited to go back and see what they have every time. So anyway, love the colors of this. Love Hoya in general. It's just one of those types of plant that there are so many different varieties because they have flowers. This one doesn't, obviously, but they do flower. And so it's easier to kind of cross pollinate them to create different species or varieties. I'm sure I'm saying it the wrong way. Okay, this last plant has been on my wish list actually for quite a while, and I was so excited to see it. I think this one might have been like $12, so it was probably more expensive than the other ones, but I have been wanting this plant for years. This is the Hoya Australis Lisa. So I have a Hoya Australis. Again, I will insert some video of it because it is growing like crazy and has been growing like crazy since I got it. I probably got it 4 years ago, 3 years ago maybe. And it's got a runner on it that's going like, it's just taking over the house. So I'm excited to see what this one does. The awesome thing about these plants is that the new leaves come in pink, and then they sort of like just turn green eventually, but they start out this really pretty pink tone. And then look at the tiny little baby leaves on this one. Oh my gosh, so cute. So I am super excited to see if this one grows the same way that the other one does. I have that one in a pretty sunny window, so I'm sure that's helping the growth, just being in a sunny window. But I don't really fertilize my plants. I did when I was in New Hampshire because they weren't getting a ton of sunlight. We were living in a cabin in the woods, and so they weren't getting a lot of natural light. And I did fertilize them, but here I don't tend to fertilize because they're getting tons of natural light, and I feel like that's helping them more than anything to grow to their best potential. So eventually I probably will fertilize, but I'm going to see how they do here now that we've been in Florida for 6 months or so. All right, guys, that is my whole haul from Gabriella Plants. If you ever consider purchasing plants, check out their website. This is not sponsored in any way, but this is run by a family, and they obviously love what they do. They love their plants. They take care of them so well. The greenhouse was gorgeous. I think it was like 3 greenhouses in a row, actually. There was so much. And inside the greenhouse, they just had these like really, really old plants that they've had for years and years that some of them are just like part of a collection they have, and they just love them so much that they keep them in the greenhouse, take up space where they could be putting plants to sell, but they keep this collection in their greenhouse. If you live in the area anywhere nearby Oviedo, Orlando area, please consider going to check that out. It's a free thing to just go do tours of the greenhouses, and you can buy yourself a little plant while you're there. They're not expensive at all. So just a little treat for yourself. But it was such a fun experience checking out this greenhouse, and I highly, highly recommend the whole experience. Anyway, guys, I feel like I have been like blabbering on, and I have for about 18 minutes or so. So I am going to end this video and let you get back to whatever you were doing. Thank you so much for coming along with me for this one, and I will see you in the next video.